Alright, I've been asked a lot of questions about my climbing system and how I go about using it and the differences between a traditional single line climbing system compared to mine. So I guess the best way to go over that would be just to start with the traditional climbing system, as most industrial guys know it, or even cavers. So just to kind of go over from the very beginning for guys that are new to it and don't really know too much about it to begin with. The traditional setup is usually you have a ascending system and then you have a complete separate descending system that can sometimes be used in coordination with each other, but for very short distances ascending. If you had to ascend, usually in your descent mode, you have to completely switch back over. So it would look something like this when you go to start having your chest ascender, placing that on, having a hand ascender with some kind of foot loop to be able to step into my foot loop, and then going and stepping up, standing up, and capturing progress with your chest ascender. And then once you get to where you're going, having good practice and switching over to a descending mode, just in case, even if you still have to ascend, but you're going to do some work. If you have to be rescued, it's just easier to be into a descend mode for the would-be rescuer. So switching over. Locking off. Check your system, make sure it's working. Hand ascender off. Storing your foot loop back. Placing it back on your harness. And you get to go work or go into descend if you feel like you need to come back down. And then, of course, in reverse, if you have to ascend further, taking it all back apart, placing it on, stepping in, and give myself some slack. Normally you would step up, place yourself back into your ascenders. Take your descender back off, and then go ahead and stow it, being back onto your ascending system. Now, with all that said, the system that I use, and it's not just me, a lot of arborists use or starting to use and see the benefits of it, is a system where there's not as many steps involved, which makes it easier, and it makes it safer as well. The system that I've been using, you're always in descent, and you're always in ascent. So the system that I use, this is one of them anyway, this is the rope wrench from Kevin Bingham and Singing Tree. He also has the rope runner, which I use as well. But for some industrial guys, because it hasn't been really tested or anything like that to the CE standards, or ANSI standards, as of yet that I know of anyway, I'll stick with the wrench because we all agree that a Prusik hitch is just safe enough and has been used for years and still is used for progress captures and brake systems and things of that nature, being a soft interface. So this is the system that I use. The only difference is that I don't have a hand ascender above. Some guys do use it. I find it not to be necessary. I have a foot ascender, simple foot ascender, goes below it, and then the thing that makes the system work well for me anyway is that I have what's called a Haas, or otherwise known as a knee ascender, that goes between my traditional foot ascender and my device, and then just attaches to my chest attachment. The foot part, acting like a foot loop, goes down to my foot. So what I do is I find a way to capture progress. Everybody has a different way of doing it. A lot of guys find a neck tether to work very well. I clip that into my hitch climber pulley, and then as I ascend, it tends it for me. And if I were to sit back into it, this goes loose. I can take it off, take my knee ascender off and my foot ascender, and without any switchover in the main part of the kit, I'm ready to go to work and descend if I want to. Or I can keep ascending if I want to. What I find this makes it a lot better for me is that the fact that if there was to be a rescue needed of myself or someone that's on this system, the person's always in descent. So if there's something wrong with their line where you're not going to use their line as well to come down with, it's easy enough just to do a traditional pick off, take slack in their system, take them off, and they're on yours and away you go. Or if they are having, if their climbing line is fine, and there's no real necessary reason to take them off it, climbing up to them, and then just hitting their hitch on the way down and controlling them. If you let go, it's an automatic kick. It automatically catches them. No worry in them falling. So that is my system and how I use it. The Haas, to kind of give you a little better idea, because I know you can't really see it all that well from that far away. This is the Haas. So my knee ascender that goes above my foot ascender. All I do is I have a shoe that incorporates it that I can clip in. If you don't have the boot that incorporates it, you can always just either buy one that has a foot loop or place a foot loop, goes around traditional. And as you step up away from this, the bungee cord inside just stretches. And then when you raise that foot back up, it allows the Haas, or the ascender, the knee ascender, to come up and capture progress in forward motion. Alright guys, thank you.